Last presenter is Linda Marie Miller, our 2020 Toastmasters International Speech Contest first runner up. And let me tell you a little bit about Linda Marie. She is an inspirational public speaker, a certified experiential trainer, and ICF certified ontological coach. Linda Marie is an influential thought leader in the domain of leadership and public speaking. As the owner of Empowered Living, LLC, she offers trainings and coaching that inspires everyone to be champions in the world. Her signature program, entitled Champions of Change, is a visionary leadership development program that's designed to transform participants into leaders in their lives and their organizations, their family, and their communities. Through her Life of No Regrets coaching program, Linda Marie calls forth greatness and amazing results. She is the founding member of the Transformational Learning Consortium, an organization that focuses on elevating the skills of trainers, coaches, and learning and development professionals and creating community for collaborative projects. One Shared Humanity is Linda Marie's latest project. She is committed to creating a world that works for everyone and where everyone gets that they matter. By celebrating our differences and standing for equality in the world, we can create a thriving world of possibility and hope. Let's give a very warm welcome for Linda Marie.
Hello, everybody. And I'm really disappointed, dudes. You the three of you have left me nothing. You just took all of the meat off the bone, but I'm going to do the best that I can. My name is Linda Marie, and I'm here to tell you that every time you open your mouth to speak, especially when you're giving a speech, you hold a magic wand that can change your own future. Every single time you open your mouth. When I talk about speeches, I tell people your speech begins before you write the first word. I'm going to talk to you about the secrets that I use and the secrets that I used to get to be the first runner-up in the World Championship of Public Speaking, or as I say to people, the #1 female in the world, since my car is a man. Surrender to your purpose. Every single one of us have a purpose. I know your purpose is juicy and meaty because you're in Toastmasters. And I believe that people join Toastmasters because they have a purpose, because they want to make a difference in the world. They want to make a difference in the lives of other human beings. Why else would we join Toastmasters and perfect our magic wand? Know your purpose. Hone your purpose. My purpose, I didn't learn until I was 42 years old. I discovered my life's purpose, and my life's purpose is really simple. My life's purpose is to have people get that they matter. That's it. But every time I speak, whether it's to my son or a grocery clerk at the grocery store or in front of 57,000 people doing a speech, my purpose will shine through in whatever I'm speaking about because that's my purpose. Be clear about your purpose before you speak. Secondly, surrender to experimentation. We heard it before. Don't do things the same way every time. And I'm going to give you a clue about experimentation. If you think that you are experimenting on a speech and you are swinging way out and going crazy. I assure you, you're probably just doing this. When we think we have really swung out, we probably haven't. So for you to actually experiment with new things, give yourself permission to swing way out. If you do, I promise you, you will get different reactions. Experiment with different things. You know, you've got the vocal variety, you're going to experiment with that. Experiment with how you show up. Experiment. Are you going to wear a suit? Are you going to wear a dress? Are you a guy and are you going to wear a dress? Experimentation will improve your speeches. Experiment lying down giving your speech. Give your speech in your birthday suit right in front of the mirror. See what shows up for you. Use placards. I use placards in the finals as a way to experiment with a delivery that I wanted to give. Don't use placards though, especially in the finals of the World Championship. I think that's something kind of that is going to be associated with me, and the judges might not be too keen on it. But experiment, find out what works for you. Surrender to the gift of feedback. And I'm going to give you some tips on feedback. Whenever you're going to have feedback, get feedback, take an open stance. This, come on. What have you got for me? Forget that sandwich business. You don't need the bread. You're in a contest. You already know you're amazing. You already have an ego. That's what got you there. The nice, everything's nice, and then something to work on, and then everything's nice. Forget about that. Ask for what is not working. What's not working, no matter what it is. From how I'm dressed, to how I'm being, to how I'm standing, to my hair even. What is not working for me is what I want to know. Open stance, bring it on. Forget all that good stuff. In fact, I tell people, if you're trying to tell me everything great about me, you're just pumping sunshine up my skirt and I don't need it. I need to know what's not working. My response to every person that gives me feedback is the same. And it is, thank you for caring enough about me to be totally honest with me. Make sure when you're practicing your speech, you surround yourself with the people that do care enough about you to be totally honest with you. And sometimes that's not your home club. Develop a powerful speaker stance. This is so key. How many times have you seen someone get up on the stage or in front of the camera and you see this, or you see this, or you see this? They don't know what to do with the hands. They don't know. Oh God, I don't know what to do with my hands. Where are they? Like you've never had hands before. I had that problem when I first started public speaking, especially the hand thing. I just figured they had to be moving all the time. This is the key for me, and it may work for you. I have 6 steps to a powerful speaker stance, and I'm just going to tell you the first one tonight. If you want to know the rest of them, you can send me an email, and I'll send you the printout of all of the steps to lead to a powerful speaker stance that will have you own the room. But I'm going to give you the first one. I come out on stage, and I envision that I am in a marionette puppet. Now, I don't know if you know what a marionette puppet is, but it's one of those puppets that has the strings coming onto the arms and the strings coming on the legs, right? And there's a string at the top of the head. I imagine I take about 5 seconds and I've got a string coming out the top of my head. And I envision it's being pulled up. As that string gets pulled up, my head will go straight, my shoulders will go back. More importantly, my arms will be relaxed by my side, and my feet will not be able to do this because I've got this rope pulling me up. That's where I start on the stage. Then when I move they move with intention. If I step forward, it's with intention. But I always have that pulling me up. It will, no matter where I'm moving on the stage, it will give you a powerful presence in the way you move on the stage. And that's just the first step. So if you want the rest of the steps, email me and I'll send them to you. Number 5, the most important one. Speak like it matters. In this picture, this is in London about 3 years ago. A man wanted to end his life. He had no reason to live. He crawled over to the other side of the bridge and he was going to jump when a passerby saw him and reached over and grabbed him. That passerby used his speech to enroll other passerbys to help him hold this man to the bridge. They took off their belts. They wrapped ropes around him. And they stayed with him for an hour and a half until help arrived. Now you'll notice there are 2 men standing on either side of his head. And I'm going to suggest to you that those men were probably not Toastmasters, but they were giving the most important speech of their lives because they were pulling from themselves and speaking in a way to this other human being as if his life depended on it, because it did. When you speak, your voice has such power. You may not even know that someone in your audience, you have no idea how they're going to be affected or changed by your speech. And I speak as though it matters whether I'm speaking to 57,000 people or to one person, whether I'm speaking for 2 hours or if I'm speaking for 7 minutes. Speak like it matters. And when it comes to experimentation, let your experimentation swing so far out because it does matter, because you get that your purpose on this planet matters and that you are important and this audience is needing to hear your message just as drastically as this man on the bridge needed to hear the message that those 2 men shared with him. Number 6, be your speech. I'm so tired of seeing people do their speeches. Perfect speeches. Beautiful 3 parts to the speech, the beginning that wraps around to the ending wraps around to the beginning, just the right amount of humor, 4.2 seconds of laughter every 2 minutes of speech, whatever that is. No ahs, no ums, no slip ticks. Perfect speeches delivered antiseptically perfect. Doing a speech, not being a speech. One of the reasons that I think I won is that I was so being my speech. If I am going to speak to you about being angry at something, I could say, well, this happened and something happened and it really made me mad. Or I can be mad. If I'm going to speak to you about something that touched me so deeply, my daughter calling me mama, something happening with someone at work where they saw a possibility for their lives that they didn't see before, something that touches me, I'm not going to be afraid of crying while I'm giving a speech. I'm not going to be afraid of showing emotion. I'm not going to be afraid of singing if it requires singing. Because I get that I matter, I get that my message matters, and I'm going to deliver just doing my message. Be your speech. Be your message. You will change the world. And something else will happen. Judges are just like everyone else. And the way people learn, it's something called accelerated learning. They learn and remember things better if you speak to their emotions instead of to their heads. It's a trick. It's kind of like mind mojo. One of the things in speech contests that always surprised me is if they draw the first speaking order, that's it. I'm doomed. I drew first speaking order. Going to be 7 more speeches after me. The judge is never going to remember me. To which I say, if you are doing a speech, they may not remember you. But if you are being your speech, you are swinging way out there. There is no way they're going to forget you after 7 speeches. There's no way they're going to forget you after 7 years. Be your message, be your speech, because it matters. Be about it. This is my last secret. If you're going to be about it, be about it. My best friend tells me that all the time. If you're going to be about it, be about it. And you've heard it from the other speakers here today. Find someone who speaks in a way that you want to emulate. Get feedback from them. Connect with them. Usually speakers have pretty much of an ego, and they love it if you reach out to them and say, hey, how do you do that? I'm going to reach out to these 3 already. I know who I'm going to for an evaluation. I really get to pick up on my humor, so I know where I'm going for my humor. And PCP, this is everything I've just talked about. What a great group. Come to us. Let us work with you. Let us be with you about what matters to you. And as was said earlier, forget about winning. If you will be your message, if you will experiment and swing way out there, if you will forget about the winning, you will win. If you want to hear more about the powerful speaker stance, my email is here, my
Our Q&A portion. So let's see, how is the best way to do that?